Hello. I want to send out this video because I feel it's a simple way to tell everyone kind of all at once instead of just individually texting everyone, because everyone's wishing me good luck on my surgery and it's too hard to individually text everyone back. So I'm going to send out a video on it so you can know what's happening. I was totally ready to have surgery tomorrow morning. Today's March 4th in the evening. I was supposed to have it tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. March 5th. I've been preparing mentally for 3 months now because I'm not exactly that fond of going under anesthesia and getting my foot cut open and then taking pain meds for a week or so. It's not something I would really want to do, but my foot was getting in bad shape. And I had surgery on the left foot 10.5 years ago, and it was very successful. And I want to keep running and hiking, and it's something I love to do. And it's becoming harder with this foot, with the bunion that I've had bunions since I was 12. I remember my mom taking me into the foot doctor, and they said, yeah, it'll probably get worse as she gets older. And it did, and it didn't help that I became a runner too, which makes it worse. And it was in my genes, so there you go. And it probably didn't help that I ate a lot of junk food and sugar as well, making it worse. So anyways, I decided to have surgery on the right foot and just get this done with, so long term I can still continue running and getting my foot healthier, because it also got misaligned from the bunion and created plantar fasciitis, which is actually more painful than the bunion. So I was ready to go and prepared mentally for it, and I was going to do this, and I love my surgeon, and the nurse practitioner I had to go to pre-approve me for surgery, because I am not allowed to pre-approve myself. You have to get medically pre-approved by someone else. Pre-approved me even before the blood work came in and for surgery, saying that I was healthy and clear. And then, gosh, I gave them the letter that morning, and that night my blood work came in, because none of us were worried about it. It's just something you have to go through, standard procedures, like, everything will be fine. It wasn't. My liver enzymes were skyrocketed and through the roof. They're called ALT and AST, which can show liver inflammation or liver distress or even fatty liver. For me, it's not fatty liver, obviously. My visceral fat is very low. I'm very athletic, and I've never had fatty liver, and I don't have a big stomach. That's a sign of fatty liver, okay? So it was showing massive liver inflammation. I also do not drink alcohol, not even a sip of any type of alcohol or wine ever. And as you know, I don't eat junk food, processed foods, or anything like that would also cause fatty liver. Everything is clean that I do. And yes, I take supplements, and no, supplements do not cause that either. It's because I take very clean supplements. And I've always tested my liver at least once a year, sometimes twice a year, just in typical blood panels. And my liver numbers are always very low and healthy. Just one time in my life, when I went through a lot of stress, I did have some liver distress, and my stomach did bloat out because of that inflammation in the liver. And I corrected that, but that was from stress. And the liver is very hardy, and you can correct it. And it will be very resilient if you give it what it needs, even if you only have 30% left. But ALT should be anywhere from about 10 to 25. Even medically, they say up to 40 is fine. But if you want your liver to be healthy, it should be 25 or under. And mine was 224. And then my AST should also be about 10 to 25, and it was 92, which was absolutely shocking. I went through all kinds of emotions, started researching right away, because I'm a researcher, as a naturopath, and I like to figure things out. The only signs I had, but I didn't put it together, was it back in November. I got a rash on my arm, my left arm, and I just figured, it was some pre-cancer spots, because I've had those in the past and treated them with Solaris and frankincense and tea tree oil, and they always clear up if I catch them early. And it wasn't clearing up. But it took me about 3 months, and I did finally get rid of it, but it was really hard to get rid of and looked a little bit different than the usual and itchy. And so then it jumped to my right arm, and it was way worse on the right arm, like about 3 times as bad on the right arm than the left arm. And so itchy and welted. And so I did a gluten intolerant test, gluten antibodies, candida, fungus antibodies, All of those came back negative. Parasites, histamine, allergy, scabies, all kinds of things, and nothing showed up. It was so weird. I could not figure it out. And so I just keep trying to get rid of it. And aloe vera and vitamin E work the best. I barely have any left now because I've already started treating the problem, which was the liver. I had the rash from my liver being inflamed, but I don't know why my liver was inflamed. So I've gone through all the emotions now, and I'm just exhausted from it all. I also do trust in God, and I know He has a plan and a reason for everything, and I trusted in Him to take care of this and keep me safe and just to make the right decision, because I could have still gone in surgery and just not told anyone about my liver enzymes and just gone in there. The nurse practitioner called and said, well, are you going to tell the surgeon? Well, you probably have fatty liver, so you probably shouldn't do it. I was like, no, I don't. You never even checked for that or even looked at my abdomen or anything. So she thinks because my cholesterol is 222, that's harming my liver, which that doesn't harm your liver. And I don't have bad cholesterol if you look at all the ratios. So that's not an issue. She didn't know what to do. And I asked her to test me for autoimmune hepatitis. I ruled out Hep C. At first, I thought that was a possibility because years ago I poked myself with a used needle when I was brand new. But I did a Hep C test about 14 months ago for life insurance, and that was negative. And I haven't poked myself with needles or been exposed to anything since then. But I did get a severe case of Epstein-Barr 14 years ago, about April 2012, when I was a PE coach and right before I started my training as a holistic practitioner. And I was going through a really bad divorce. I was also making my own bad decisions during that time. So I take full responsibility and blame no one. I could have also made better decisions. So my consequences of that, creating disease in my body, is on me. And then I just pray to God to help me be responsible for it and be as healthy as I can be despite what happened to me back in 2012. My D3 was low. I just didn't quite fully understand the importance of D3 back then and let it get really low, the chronic stress. And then I had a severe case of Epstein-Barr. It was so bad I could barely function. I was almost bedridden. And I had a great medical doctor back then who supported me holistically. And he was so concerned because we couldn't figure out what it was. And I'd gone to all these holistic practitioners and spent lots of money and no one could figure it out. He was going to send me to a hematologist for some type of blood cancer. And right before he wrote the referral, he said, wait a second, we haven't tested Epstein-Barr. Let me test you for that. And it was through the roof. I had active Epstein-Barr virus. And I knocked it out by high-dose vitamin D3, K2, and 20% oleoprene olive leaf extract. For me, that worked and knocked it out. And I've never had active Epstein-Barr again, but it can trigger autoimmune disease in your body because what it does is it changes the white blood cells to go crazy and trigger autoimmune, so they start attacking self. So they start attacking me instead of attacking foreign invaders. They get confused and they become diabolical. They can attack organs, joints, anywhere in your body. But nothing showed up for 9 years after that Epstein-Barr when I got a Hashimoto's diagnosis. I was just getting a routine test thinking everything would be fine, and I was told I had severe Hashimoto's, which is autoimmune thyroid. The number should be about 15 or under to not have autoimmune thyroid, and mine were 795, but I had zero symptoms of autoimmune thyroid. Most people with Hashimoto's have lots of symptoms: weight gain, thinning hair, chronic fatigue, severe fatigue, a lot of gut issues, and I just didn't have any of those. So I was like, there's no way this can be right. But I finally gave in to, okay, I guess I'll take the NP thyroid, the natural thyroid. But that made everything worse and dropped my numbers too low. And I just went off. I was like, I'm not doing medications, not even a natural one. And I kept researching if it could be something else. It could also possibly be confused with rheumatoid arthritis. So I tested for rheumatoid arthritis and I came back a low positive, like at the beginning stages of rheumatoid arthritis. So I thought, okay, that's it. And I got the antibodies way down using selenium and iodine. Got the antibodies into the hundreds from 795, and my thyroid numbers are really good. all the other thyroid numbers. So I've never had an issue with the thyroid. I did have joint pain, so the rheumatoid arthritis made more sense. Well, that was another one where I worked on for a long time. I mean, getting the thyroid antibodies down took me like 2 years. A lot of people just want quick fixes. Even some that work with me, if they're not better in 2 or 3 months, or we don't figure it out in 6 months, oh, well, I didn't help them. Well, sometimes it takes a lot longer, right? And you never give up till you figure it out and you get it better. So just remember that. And I'm not here to heal you or cure you. I'm here to give you tools and resources to help you heal yourself. And you have to do a lot of research too, with guidance from me and helping you and supporting you. But I don't know everything about your life and what you do. I know my life and what I do. And so I can figure things out for myself, and I try to help people also figure out things for themselves too. But we have to fight and not give up. And sometimes it can take a long time and a lot of trial and error. And that's what happened with me with these 2 issues. And Epstein-Barr triggered it in my body. That's what happened. But I fought it, and I don't have the Hashimoto's anymore. I don't have the rheumatoid arthritis. I've done 3 tests definitively showing I do not have it. The numbers are much, much lower, not in range for autoimmune as far as those 2 go. And then all of a sudden I got the rash. So I thought, oh, when the liver enzymes came back after tons of research in the last 3 days, maybe it's autoimmune hepatitis, where because of the Epstein-Barr triggering my immune system to attack itself, it decided now to attack the liver. And I always test for ANA titer high autoimmune. A lot of people that test with ANA titers positive for autoimmune, it can be really hard to figure out what the autoimmune is. A lot of people still don't know what their autoimmune is. It's difficult, okay? So it's really hard to get an autoimmune test, autoimmune hepatitis test too. Or you have to see a specialist and wait 8 months. The nurse practitioner doesn't even know what to do. I can't even find a test for myself for it. So I'd have to see some specialist, but I'm not going to wait 6 to 8 months for that. And I would only get a diagnosis, but not use their chemicals or drugs because they're extremely harsh when I looked it up. And it's like a 1 to 2 year treatment, like as bad as chemo. And I just won't go there. I'm not going to do that to my body. So I already started treating it holistically. With a liver detox, basically just herbs to support the liver. I'm juicing lemon, lime, grapefruit, and orange daily, just squeezing the juice from each because they're super, super antioxidants for the liver and for the body in general, but especially the liver. I'm taking ellagic acid from raspberry extract to tell my white blood cells to stop attacking self. And I'm taking TUDCA for healthy liver bile just to give it a little bit more support there so it doesn't have to work so hard. And I had to wait until I got the answer from the anesthesiologist because you're not supposed to take supplements a week before surgery. And I didn't want to mess it up in case he approved me to go ahead with the surgery. Just yesterday, he said, no, he will not do surgery on me with the liver enzymes that high and that it would be dangerous for my liver. So many unhealthy people go into surgery, and I'm really healthy, and I can't get surgery now. He said, nope, not till you get the liver enzymes down. So I don't know when I can get surgery. I've been in shock. I've had so many emotions because I was so mentally prepared, and it takes a long time to get the surgery because my surgeon is so good. He's booked out a few months. I had to wait 3 months, and they said I can reschedule, but only when my liver enzymes are down and stay down. So judge me if you want, but it's not anything I did with lifestyle or diet or anything toxic. I think really it might be part of the autoimmune. We may never know for sure, but my body and the liver is responding very rapidly. I was shocked how rapidly it's responding, and the rash is almost gone now. Just like a couple of days of aggressively starting the protocols for my liver, and I'm going to do it for a while. Even if the rash goes away, I'll probably do it another month or 2 after, just to completely nourish my liver back to health, and then I'll retest my own liver enzymes. I'll put in a test for myself at Quest Lab and see if they go back down, which I think they will. I felt like I was kind of in a fight for my life because it could be really dangerous if you have autoimmune hepatitis. But I'm leaving it in God's hands. He knows what's best, and maybe he didn't want me to go into surgery tomorrow because something bad could have happened in some other way that we may never know, right? You just never know for sure what that could be. And so even though I'm pretty strong mentally and resilient, a tough person, in the end, we're all pretty frail as humans. And so I ask for strength from him because I'm a little tired right now mentally and physically. And I'm going to take a break. I just need a break also, just because I'm always focusing on helping others and reading their lab tests, trying to figure out what's wrong with them. And I need to figure out what's wrong with me now and kind of focus on myself a little bit so I can come back and continue to help others, because I'm really struggling right now with fatigue and just so tired from everything. So that's what's happening. I'm not having surgery. It's so weird. And I can't even tell you all the emotions up and down I've gone through, just in complete, utter shock. But I wanted to send this out. Make sure you guys take care of your body no matter what you do, because you never know what could happen. And if I had not been taking care of my body so well, it could have been worse, or I could have had horrible, severe symptoms or been in the ER with liver failure. So I must have a pretty strong liver with numbers that high. I mean, those are just detrimental numbers. I've never seen anything like it with anyone in my life. So it's baffling and bizarre. But now I'm going to go and work my butt off to heal it. And I think it's going to happen, just like the other autoimmune diseases, right? And you just keep fighting, and make sure you do hard things. If you're not willing to do hard things, you won't teach your body to be resilient and resistant. And you do have to exercise, and you do have to push yourself. If you're always living comfortable, your body will become weak and frail. So make sure you do hard things to teach your body to be strong, and make sure you take care of it and don't abuse it. Your body's really special, and it will work for you and heal and be amazing if you give it what it needs and you honor it and nourish it and cherish it. All right, bye-bye.